I'm late for a very important date. Oh dear, it's Mix It Up Monday and I am late and I really am apologetic, but it's that time of the year and this beautiful sketch by Christine needed to be scrapped. So it's that time of the year, unfortunately, where I am tying up the school year and I am flat out for time, and so crafting takes a back seat, which is really, really sad, but I still did it and I really wanted to share it with you. So I have chosen some Kaiser craft papers to work with today for this layout. It is for Mix It Up Monday, as I said, on the Paper Snob, and Tara does a great job keeping us in all these hops all year, and I love this hop, but as I said, being the time of the year, I unfortunately have minimal crafting time and lots of work time. Only one more week to go and then I'll be able to focus solely on my crafting, which is what I really want to do. Okay, everybody, this layout is just beautiful and the sketch that Jennifer created for us is amazing. I love these Kaiser craft papers. I've had them for a while and I am now finally putting them to use because I am scrapping my stash. I am not keeping it for that rainy day. I'm actually going to start using everything. I'm just marking off here where I want to collect some of this green wood grain from the back, because everyone who knows me and has been watching me knows I love a good wood grain and I want to add a little bit more into my layout. So I'm taking that out there because it is going to be covered by this piece down the center. Now, Mix It Up Monday is a hop that happens every month, and Tara finds us a sketch, usually from Jennifer or someone else, and then we have to add our mixed media to that sketch. Now, we don't get told what mixed media we want to add. We can add our own, and today I'm using a few different ones. Now, this paper from Kaiser Craft is made on recycled paper, so therefore it burrs when you cut it, which is a little bit annoying at times. That's because of the paper pulp, so I'm just trying to clean that up a little bit more before I put this down onto the layout. And I've created that side panel by just putting those smaller pieces. Now, you might want to just put full pieces underneath, that's up to you, but I like to stretch my stash and make sure that I get the maximum out of a collection. So I've put down the pieces there, and I'm now going to use some modeling paste which will go through this stencil, and I'm only going to use the top part of this stencil. I'm going to use the crosses and the circles, and I'm going to add that into the corners, and then I'll let that dry for a little bit. So my modeling paste is starting to dry out a bit. I need to go through it, clean it, and I believe other people put like cling wrap through it to keep it moist. I might try that because I don't use it enough for it to be like kept for a long time on the shelf without being used. So I'm just making sure that I'm getting enough of this modeling paste onto my layout. I really do like modeling paste on a layout. I don't know why I don't do it more often through the stencil. It looks amazing. The technique's called masking, and I really do like using it, so I should do it more often, and I should color up my paste a bit as well. So there you can see it has dried nicely, and now we can continue on with developing the layout. So I have this circle piece here, which I used my Creative Memories circle cutter and the blue blade on the largest one. Now that allowed me to create a circle out of a piece of paper. There is an edge to it, you can see, but that will be hidden by the photos, and that's fine. That's because my piece of paper wasn't as large as I would have liked it to be, but it was a scrap, and it's another piece in on the layout. Now I'm using banner tags here, and this too is from scrap that I had laying around. I do have a bag of Christmas scraps, which is helpful because all the colors, of course, blend and mix and match, which is perfect for when you're creating a layout. Now I have these 3 photos here. I have tucked the wood grain under this one here at the top, and I've just realized I've put that to the top, and it should actually be down the bottom because I want it to be a cascading feature, not a like the opposite way. So I want to go from small to large. So this is the light castle at the Hunter Valley Gardens, and I have got a photo of it in the center of the garden there, and then there's the photo of my husband and myself, which is going in the middle. Mr. Price is venturing into a layout again. The children are making sure he gets into lots of photos at the moment. They really a bit funny about that, but it's okay because he always says he's not going to be in the photos and they're actually making him get in the photos. So we're going to pop this center one, and that's just to add a little bit of texture and a bit of detail to the layout. And this has come together with my 3 photos down the side, down the right hand side. Now I'm going to tuck in my fishtail banners, which you saw me create very easily from a 1 1/4 strip of coloured cardstock, and then I cut in the fishtails. I now actually have a punch that's going to do that for me. How exciting. So I'm adding in some script stenciling as well. So now I've used modeling paste and I'm using the ink through the stencil. So I've used 2 different styles of masking today on this layout, and then I will add another piece of mixed media very soon. I have a quote for my title, and it's the most wonderful time of the year, which it is, and we all know that. We all love Christmas. Well, the majority of us love Christmas. And then I'm tucking in 3 trees and 3 parcels. Going to add in the little naughty and nice, which you can see down the side to tie in on my banners. And I'm just going to put these in with some foam tape. Foam tape allows it to pop up just a little bit, and then I will adhere the base with glue so that I have that dimensional look on the page. Shadowing and depth also adds that texture, which is, you know, if you're a true scrapbooker, you love paper and you love the feel of the paper that it produces, and the lumpy bumpy feel of it is just that little bit of extra tactile, and we do like to produce a tactile page, and that's the beauty of paper scrapbooking. I can do digital scrapbooking, and I do it occasionally, but nothing beats the paper. It's just that extra feel, that extra experience. And you know what they say, touch and smell and sounds, they all create memories, and that's why I like to do the paper side of scrapbooking more than I do the digital. So here you can see that I have added down the naughty and nice. I have put in the trees, and I'm just going to finish off with a border around the main strip, and I'm using a white opaque marker. It allows me to make it pop off the page, and I just like that it's adding that finishing touch to my framing. If you watch me enough, you know that I like to finish my frames. I don't like my edges raw. If you haven't watched me before, go and check out some of my videos, and hopefully you'll consider subscribing. I really would appreciate that. That would be so helpful for my channel, but also so that you can come back and share the experience with me. Thank you to all my subscribers who do come back every single time. You really make me happy, especially when you leave me a comment, because I always like to get back to you, and I really do appreciate the feedback. So I'm just going to add in some faux stitching here, and that's going to complete the join for this main strip down the center. And faux stitching is always a great way to complete your layouts. It's just that little bit of something different, but it just is a tiny little finishing touch. And then to complete it all, I'm going to add in some more mixed media here, and you will see that happening. I will oh, I've gone and got a fine white one here to put some faux stitching onto the circle, and I'm pretty sure that's all I did. I'm sorry, I do these voiceovers after, so sometimes I forget the process as I've worked through it, and it comes as a surprise to me just as it does to you. Then I think I've gone one way and then I go another. I do draw a fine white line around each of these fishtail banners, and that's popping them up off the background. Now look, you don't have to put in these extra details when you do a layout. You don't have to finish off your edges. This is just something that I do, and I feel that it finishes off and adds that little bit of extra detail to the page and makes sure that everything doesn't just blend into a color mass on the layout. What do you think? Do you add in the extra layout pieces? Do you just finish it as it is, or do you take the time to fuss a little bit and add extra lines and faux stitching, etc.? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to see how people scrap and what they prefer when they are scrapping. So I've added the date down the bottom. This is getting on now. This was in 2023. It's almost time to go back again for another visit, perhaps in 2026. That's what we will do. And then I've adding in my Nuvo Drops, and you know I love my Nuvo Drops because I use these to set up that visual triangle, and that's really important. And this time I've gone with a single dot. I'm not drawing a lot away from the layout, but I do want to set up that, and I'm having it in like they're a single dot in color, and then it sets up a tri set of dots in 3 spaces around the layout. So I've gone red, green and white to pull in the colors of the layout, and I just think that that's something a little bit different that I normally do, because I'd normally do them one color. This time I've done it the colors of the layout. And then I'm going to finish it off with a few splatters, and who doesn't love a few splatters on a page? And I'm using squeezed lemonade to get the gold sparkly effect on the page, and that's always a subtle one for you if you're interested in adding some goldy colored to your page, but not being like brassy gold. You just want a subtle gold. This squeezed lemonade is perfect for that. So I'm just adding that in and moving that photo down there to cover so I don't get ink splatters on my actual photos. So I'm loving how this has come together. Thanks, Jennifer, for the great sketch. It just had to be worked. It was really, really effective. I can't wait to go and check out what everybody else has done this month for Mix It Up Monday. And as I said, this is a hop run by Tara from the Paper Snob. There you can see this up close. You can see my mixed media in play. I've got script through the stencil. I've got modelling paste through the stencil. I've got glitter spritz, and I've got Nuvo Drops. So there's a lot of mixed media happening. You can do it just as easily. Go check out everybody. Join Tara's Paper Snob group on Facebook, and you will join in on the hops as well. There is a full playlist which I will have linked down below. Go and check out all the players. Everybody will interpret it differently, and everybody will give you something new. And there'll be a scrapbooker there that really excites you, I'm sure. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. Let YouTube know you like what I'm doing. Here's my next video for you, and I'll see you over there real soon.